Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Kelly.
And you're listening to ODFM.
This episode is one drive-by from murder. We need to do a shout out to Sarah.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Sarah! You decided to become a dedicated fan. What's that thing called that we have?
Patreon. She is awesome. You would love Sarah. She's one of my favorite people. And I actually know her. So, hey, that's awesome.
Sarah, thank you. Oh
Thank
my
you,
gosh,
Sarah.
that's so awesome.
She was really stoked
so
about the
awesome.
Halloween episode coming. So I think she was like, okay, fine. I'll be your fan.
That's what put her over the edge.
Yes.
She was like, all right, I gotta know what these idiots had to say about that.
Totally. I love her. One drive-by. You know, you think, when you think of drive-by, you kind of think of, at least me, I think of like gang members and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna, that's where I was gonna go with it. It's not.
No, it's not. So this, oh man, yeah, it's a good story. And it's still ongoing.
All right, let's hear it. Lay it on me.
All right. I'm slapping her down. So interstate...
Oh boy.
Yeah, get ready. So Interstate 25 runs right through a collection of northern Colorado towns and cities. And I'm up in Wellington, of course, which is the northernmost town along I-25 near the border of Wyoming. So we're like on the edge of Colorado. And in Colorado, I-25 runs from northern cities like Fort Collins all the way down through Denver and south to Colorado Springs and all the way down through a small series of towns down there, south into New Mexico. So it runs the entire state.
Oh my, okay.
Big one, super heavily traveled, especially from Fort Collins all the way down to Denver. I mean, it is jam-packed the whole way. Awful. So it's very busy. And in the spring of 2015, something strange started happening along I-25.
This is very recent. Okay.
Yes. We had just moved to Wellington in 2014. But okay. I did not bring this with me. I swear to God. Maybe I did. I don't know. I am surrounded by murder.
Yeah, you are.
I know. Shit. It's not me. I'm not a murderer.
Maybe we shouldn't be like recording this and like evidence.
Yes, and suddenly I'm in jail. I'm like, what? I'm just telling a story. Shit. Okay, but one Tuesday in April of 2015, a van transporting inmates driving along the interstate had one of the windows on it suddenly shatter. Now, so it's not totally unheard of. There's always large semis traveling the road and, you know, rocks can easily be kicked up and cause damage, but...
Yeah, but windows don't just shatter. I mean, aren't they made of special glass so that they don't just
shatter upon nothing? And I'm sure we've all experienced, like, you see the rock coming at you, you know, you're going along, you see the rock flying up and you're like, no, and you're wincing as it comes and hits and you know that you'll be getting a crack or something, but not usually a shattering.
Yeah. This is a little different.
Yeah, a little weird. But that same week, the rear window of a man's car shattered near an intersection in Loveland at around 10 p.m. Loveland's along that same interstate. So
the rear window?
Rear window. So
yeah, rocks don't usually come from behind.
Not usually. Obviously, the incidents didn't seem like a big deal in the beginning, so they weren't really paid much attention. But that kept happening, and then on April 22nd, so this is just a few weeks later after the first things happened, as Corey Romero was merging onto I-25 from Fort Collins, she felt a blast and pulled over and dialed 911. She said, I'm on the highway right now and somebody just hit me and I'm bleeding from the neck and I'm scared. I know.
Oh my God.
She had been shot through the neck, the bullet narrowly missing her artery. Can you imagine? You're driving along. La la la.
No.
What the fuck? And she didn't even know what happened. She was just like suddenly bleeding and she's like, what the hell? She thought maybe she was in an accident. So bizarre.
Oh my God.
Yes. Luckily, she recovered and survived, but others wouldn't be so lucky. You look all shocked. I'm like, whoa.
I'm trying to process, like, oh my gosh. Did anyone have any clue at that point what had happened to her?
Nothing. I mean, they obviously knew once she got to the hospital that she'd been shot. But
oh my God. No motive, no anything. It was just like this random thing.
Random. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Later that same month, the incidents were followed by 2 more window shatterings, both close to one another along I-25 between 10 and 11 a.m. And yet another similar incident was reported as well along the same interstate. Things were about to get worse. On May 18th of 2015, while out riding his bicycle along the frontage road that parallels the interstate in Windsor, which is another town close to here, John Jacoby, who was 47, was shot and killed at around 10:15 a.m. Random.
A.M.?
A.m. He's out there just riding his bike in the morning.
What?
He had been shot twice, and a motorist driving past the area spotted his body and called the police. Just laying there.
Holy cow.
I know. And the frontage roads, they do parallel I-25, but some of them are a little bit farther off, so there could be trees in between. You don't necessarily see everything from the interstate onto the frontage road, so I'm thinking he was a little off, kind of in a quieter area. John, who had been shot, had worked as a part-time park caretaker of Windsor and as a grocery store bagger. He was well known in Windsor, and he rarely missed a Windsor High School football, basketball, or baseball game. And he suffered from a hearing issue from a young age and didn't have a driver's license, so he rode his bike every day, everywhere.
Oh my God. Okay.
So the dude was in shape. So sad. His brother, David, was one of the first emergency responders to arrive at the scene of his brother's death.
Oh, get out.
Ugh. Of all things, I'm sure he heard, bicyclist is down, and how could you imagine thinking, oh God, I hope that's not
I can't, yeah.
my brother.
Yeah, totally.
So after these incidents happened, police started telling the public to be extra aware while driving these areas.
It was so nice of them to give a heads up now.
With people, there's random shootings.
How many had happened at this point?
At this point, let's see, it was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe.
Are you kidding me?
At this point.
Are you kidding me right now?
Because of the window shatterings. And specifically, they asked, quote, all drivers along the I-25 corridor remain aware of your surroundings. If you see something that may be out of place or something that just doesn't feel right, please contact police immediately.
Yeah, but what's the...
You're driving. Like, do I call because I'm about to wreck while I'm driving and calling?
What's the speed on this road? I mean, this isn't like 30 mile an hour thing, right?
No,
this
it's a full-on 75 mile an hour speed limit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like,
So someone's taking pot shots at people driving
so as
really
you're
fast.
barreling through, you're like, yeah, as you're going through, you're like, was that a gun?
Oh, did I see something? I know, right?
What the hell? How are you supposed to see that?
Exactly. So me personally, I opted to take the frontage roads and other routes until I heard about the frontage road accident.
Personally.
And then I was like, okay, I'm avoiding those as well.
That option.
Totally. In fact, I barely left Wellington if I didn't have to, especially if I had the kids with me, because I was afraid I'd freaking get shot
I don't
at.
blame you.
It was so random.
Oh my God.
And even more window shatterings were still happening, and they were being reported to the police and now the FBI, who had also become involved.
So it wasn't all in one specific area, though.
No.
It was...
So, if you're in Fort Collins, that's about 20 miles north of Windsor, and, we're all kind of spaced out. One happened outside of Loveland, and that's another 20 minutes
So it might have
south.
taken a little while before everybody realized, oh, you have one too? You had a window? Okay. All right. I'm trying to wrap my brain around why it took them so long to be like,
right.
Hey, you might want to keep an eye up. Okay. If they didn't know, and at first I thought it was just
they thought
random rocks or
yes, they're just flying.
I'm still trying to figure out how a rock hit a back window. I'm still trying to figure out how they justified that one. That's right. Interesting. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So on the night of June 3rd, Donald Chronister was shot at while riding a motorcycle in Loveland. So this is in town now.
Okay. See. Oh, this is in town. I was going to say, because he's got a motorcycle. I'm like, dude, you don't even have any glass protecting you now.
Yeah, you're in the open.
You're out in the open. At least give yourself a fighting chance. Okay, but you said he's in town. Okay.
So he's in town. Luckily, he was just shot at. He wasn't injured. But unfortunately, that same night, the shooter wasn't left satisfied, so he didn't stop. And only minutes later...
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
If you're in a motor... Because, I've only been on the back of a motorcycle a handful of times.
Yeah.
How do you know you've been shot at? I'm just trying to know how you... Because you wouldn't hear it hit you.
That's true. I wonder if it whizzed right by him.
I'm just trying to... You're just like, was that a super powerful fly? What just went past? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like... that was one hell of a bug. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how, if you're in a motorcycle...
That's true.
So you know that you've been shot at unless you hear... But if you heard it, then you'd think that someone else would have...
That comes up a little bit farther, too. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, good. But I'm just like, how... I mean, like, I
know.
get it.
How do you know?
The window. How do you know he almost got shot?
People are a lot more... Since the police told everyone to be more aware, maybe they're like, hey, that sounded like a gunshot. I felt air go past me. I felt like I was going to die.
Though I feel like... air's always going past you on a motorcycle. I'm kind of confused. Maybe it's just because I am not a motorcycle rider driver person that I don't know what the air would feel like differently. So
my husband has a motorcycle. We'll have him go ride his bike.
And you'll shoot at him?
Yeah. Did you feel that?
Josh, did you feel that? And he'll be like, yeah, you hit me. Oh, sorry. Let's try again.
Oh, I thought I sucked. Sorry. Beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck. Oh, go back. I wasn't supposed to hit you. I just wanted to know if you felt it.
Okay. That's the next experiment. We'll see if he's down.
There you go, yeah.
I know he just got a new gun, so maybe I could be like, okay, let me try out your new, he called it over-under, which I thought all guns with two barrels were called double barrel. He's like, oh my God, no. Those are the ones that are side-by-side barrels. This is an over-under. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Whatever, as long as it helps us with our experiment. That's cool.
Yes, I'll just try it out. That gives me double the shots at once, I think. So, yeah.
There you go. Let me know how it feels. Did you feel it?
I'll let you know. Did you feel anything? Oh, God, that'd be fun.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, only minutes later, after the motorcycle incident, Bill Cannoli, I think is how you say it, or Connolly, maybe?
I like cannoli.
You like cannoli? Me too, because I love cannolis. So,
see? So, let's go with cannoli.
Okay, we're going to go with cannoli, even though it's probably Connell. I don't know. It's Connole.
So it's either Italian or Irish. We're not really sure it could go either way.
Yes, it could be anything. Bill, I wish... I don't know. We'll just call him Bill. He's 65 years old at the time of this. He was walking along a Loveland street when he was gunned down.
Oh!
Fatal shot was a bullet to the chest. He felt that. He definitely felt... We don't need to do this experiment.
He felt it. Right, you don't need to experiment that one. I'm guessing he felt that one. Oh, to the chest.
To the chest, walking down the street. Oh, my God. He was described as being a one-time computer industry worker who later worked at Home Depot. He was a cancer survivor who loved spending time with his grandchildren and enjoyed evening strolls, which is why he was probably at this particular intersection at 11 p.m. That's where he was found bleeding on that intersection. Despite efforts by emergency workers, he couldn't be saved. A later autopsy revealed he had been shot at least 19 times.
Wait, what?
19 times.
How?
I don't know. Maybe this guy had multiple guns? I don't know.
Well, I'm just... Okay, so if you get shot to the... Again, I'm trying to like figure this out in my brain here. If you get shot, normally you fall backwards. How do you get shot 19 times before you hit the ground?
Maybe he was already on the ground. The guy kept shooting. Maybe
that's it. Maybe they shot it like walking up and
right.
That's a lot
That's
of
a lot of freaking gunfire. And he had gotten struck in the chest, shoulder, and neck, and they found multiple exit wounds and shotgun pellet fragments. So it was obviously a shotgun, not... I guess you can make shotgun semi-automatic. So maybe that was
that was the next thing I was trying to figure out was, can you...
Because I'm such a gun expert.
I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm like trying to figure out how that's even...
I know.
Oh, okay.
Brutal.
Right.
Brutal.
That's brutal. Oh my gosh. So again, he at least felt like the first couple. After that, I don't think he could have felt anything else.
Oh God, I hope he didn't feel anything. Oh,
right. Oh, now I'm picturing, what's that movie? RoboCop. Remember the beginning of RoboCop where he just got shot that's
times.
what I'm picturing in my head. Ooh.
Maybe Bill was a little bit of a superhero having survived cancer, so he was like, screw this, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's the ultimate slap in the face. I survived cancer and now this jackass is gonna...
I know.
God. Okay.
Makes me so mad. So on September 13th of 2015, this is a couple months later, 2 more shootings took place. These weren't along I-25 either. One was at a medical center and another at an elementary school.
Oh my God. Was this... Okay, now which town were these in? Because if I were you at this point, I would just be not leaving my house.
This was Fort Collins, which is super close to us. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, so fortunately, these shootings occurred around midnight, so no one was around at the school, obviously, and nobody was at the clinic either, so no one was injured. They just shot through the glass. Bizarre.
I feel like this person is just trying different targets very randomly.
It's very random.
Because usually when it comes to killers and stuff, they start small, right? And then they work their way up to murder.
Right.
Which sounds like what this happened, but then they went back to just shooting out windows?
I don't know. It's not like a mass murder either because they usually do it all at once and then kill themselves.
Right.
So.
Yeah. This is really odd case. Okay.
So when we come back from the break, I'll tell you about evidence the task force discovered while investigating the shootings.
So Kelly, I really look forward to discussing true crime stories with you for our podcast each week. And you do such a great job of putting it together.
Thanks. Well, I use Anchor, so it makes it so easy. I love the creation tools. They allow me to edit and record right from my phone or computer without all the expensive or confusing software. And it's free.
Wow, all that and it's free?
Yeah. Plus, they distribute our podcast for us, so we can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more.
That's awesome. And we can make money from our podcast with no minimum listenership, right?
Yep. Anchor is everything we need to create our podcast in one place.
I think anyone who wants to have a great experience making a podcast with a good friend should download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM, which is ANCHOR.FM, to get started.
For sure. Now let's get back to that murder story.
So I know we've been telling you guys for a while about the shop in northern Colorado called Thistle. It's also online, and you guys, there's so much stuff that's about to launch before the holidays.
Yes, I am super thankful for the guys section with so many unique finds. The men in my life are so difficult to buy for. I always find something they love at Thistle.
Me too. There's literally something for everyone, even kiddos. And with the holidays just around the corner, now is the time to snatch up goodies before they're gone.
Thistle loves ODFM so much that they are offering our listeners 10% off their purchase when using the code ODFM at checkout. That's at thistlewellington.com. That's THISTLEWELLINGTON.com. Or pop by in person in downtown Wellington, Colorado.
All right, so police originally put out a call for more info about the driver of a white Ford Explorer that had been in the area of John, the bicyclist shooting.
Oh, white Ford Explorers.
OJ's out. However, that call out had some negative repercussions according to the task force, who put out a statement saying the following. After other methods were unsuccessful at locating the driver of a white Ford Explorer that was in the area around the time of John Jacoby's shooting, we put out a request for anyone with information on that possible vehicle to contact us. We made it as clear as possible that this driver was not considered a suspect, but just someone we needed to identify and speak with. However, within hours, some media sources began stating this was our suspect. Because of that, we spoke with several citizens who were scared to call and scared to drive their white Ford Explorers in northern Colorado because of the reports.
No more scared than they were after OJ, though. I mean, it was just the same thing.
Yeah, true.
Didn't they like bring that? Wasn't there a thing where they were going to bring the Ford Explorer back?
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
No,
yes,
the
they
Ford
are.
Bronco.
Yes, the Bronco.
Oh, see, we're making jokes about the wrong damn car.
We are, but that's okay.
Shit. It was a Bronco.
It was a Bronco. Okay. You're right.
All right, so we've cleared OJ of this situation.
Okay, OJ, this wasn't you.
He can rest easy now.
Yeah. Hardly. What? Your face.
Sorry, I was born with it. I can't do anything about that.
It's not Maybelline. She was born with it. Okay, so frustratingly, the task force could find no solid evidence that the unusual amount of shattered vehicle windows were related to the shooting deaths.
Really?
They noted that the circumstances showed no distinguishable patterns. They thought the number of reported shatterings may seem so high because normally they're not reported. You know, they're accidental and people head to the repair shop. They're just like...
You don't usually tell the police that, a rock hit your windshield.
Which would be very annoying as a police officer.
Right, exactly. What would you like me to do about it? Arrest the rock? Like what?
I like Dwayne, what's his face?
You don't want
the real rock.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson,
Yes.
So you're telling us that Dwayne the Rock Johnson hit your... No, it was just a pebble. But it was filled with malice. I could tell.
It was very angry.
I could feel it.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
Was personal.
Those rocks get mad, too. They have feelings, too.
I had rolled over its mother. It was very bitter. Okay, I have just gone down
There's so many things
bad.
this rock has done. Oh, God. That's so good. Now I'm thinking of rock stickers we can do. Yes. Because I was trying to figure out what we could do for this one. There's a lot of serious shit.
There is, but don't worry. I can make it.
You can bring it down.
In professional, I can dumb it down. Don't worry. I'll find a way.
I'll find a way. So concern that the shootings were moving more south along I-25 towards Denver became more pronounced when an incident where a pickup truck's passenger side window shattered near Westminster, which is just outside of Denver. And at the time, the truck was in the center lane and there wasn't a vehicle in the lane next to it when the window blew out. Luckily, the driver was able to pull over and he wasn't injured. He called the police right away and his truck was even towed to a police headquarters for processing and analysis. So this could be the one that they could hopefully find a bullet in or something so that they could connect it.
Give them something.
Yeah, but after the murder of Bill and the attempted shooting of the motorcyclist Donald, police were able to gather surveillance videos and witnesses who saw the truck the shooter was in. So there's there's a task force Facebook page and they still have all their stuff on there. And you can actually go and watch these little videos.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very hard to see. I don't know how police can figure out. They must have more detail than we can see because
it's very different than like CSI and stuff.
Yeah,
you can see everything.
I'm like something happened there. I didn't see anything.
Right, as that car drove by shooting, I could tell that he missed a button on his shirt. Like
I know. You're like, what?
That's not how it really worked. I'm just like, Are you sure that was even a car? Like what? I just saw a blur go by.
Exactly. That's exactly what one of these looks like. I'm like, really? You can't see? Jeez. Okay, and it's dark, because it's night. So
yeah,
it was the truck. It was thought to be a full-size 1970s or 1980s single cab Chevy or GMC pickup that was painted orange, except for some black primer spots on the body. So very easy to identify.
If you're trying to be inconspicuous,
shush.
If you're trying to lay low, you should try not to drive a bright orange truck. I'm just saying. But obviously this person had been getting away with it for a while, so I'm a little impressed. How'd you do that in an orange truck?
These two shootings were linked forensically, so they knew those two were related.
Did you say it had black stuff on it too? Like a jack-o'-lantern?
It is. Like when you see people with spots where they kind of ground away the paint because they're getting ready to repaint it or whatever. I think it was something like that.
Okay, I gotcha.
And he had put some primer on it because he was getting ready to. paint it, but never
okay. Okay. Or you could be like the guy that I dated in college who just did that and then just wrote profanities across his car.
That's hot.
Fun of it.
Yeah, I bet he didn't get pulled over a lot.
I don't know what I was thinking. Right? Oh my God. What I was thinking. Anyway.
One way to put a target on yourself to get pulled over a time.
I know. That or drive an orange truck. Whatever. It's cool.
But for the shootings at the healthcare facility and the elementary school, police also had a suspect vehicle. And it was completely different than the orange truck.
Ooh.
This vehicle was a red two-door Mini Cooper made between 2002 and 2007. So, and they linked those two shootings together with ballistics and surveillance videos. So different cars.
So different cars.
Yeah. Don't know if it could be the same person.
Are they related? Is it like is it people doing it together? Did someone just borrow their mom's car? What,
I know. That's the question. They can't. And for some reason, well, I'll talk about it a little more. As for the earlier shootings of Corey, the one that shot in her neck, and John, the bicyclist, police were able to link those two shootings to one another forensically, but not to the others.
Oh my God.
Investigators found no evidence linking all of the incidents to each other, or even a single perpetrator. So basically, cops are saying what makes them similar is that they're random. They're aimed at people, and because of the timing of them, but they can't link them all together. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, wow. Oh my God.
The story went national and even international as the Daily Mail in the UK even wrote about the fear of a serial sniper on the loose in Colorado that year. Fun for us that are all sitting amongst it like, let's just hang out.
So nice.
Okay. Yeah, so nice. Oh my God. Have you watched the new Borat?
No, I have not.
You've got to watch it.
I'm behind.
It's so good. Oh my God. It's like real pranks on real people, including Rudy Giuliani. And it just...
Oh, that's right. Okay. It's on my, it is in my list. So I have
That's right. Yeah. So you got to watch that. In March of 2018, we're years ahead now, 3 years ahead.
Oh my God. Okay.
A then 35-year-old man named Christopher David Parker was arrested in connection with the murder of Bill, who died on the street corner, and for the shooting at Donald on his motorcycle. He was charged with first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. His arrest was not linked to any of the other shootings that were being investigated.
You're kidding.
So they must have...
This is crazy.
Yeah, they must have forensics on each that are completely different, so they can't connect them in any way. Ugh. And they haven't released why they suspect Christopher of those incidents, as his arrest documents remain sealed to the public. But I'm assuming it's by his truck, possibly, and through ballistics.
Interesting.
But his case has been in limbo with mental health matters, shocking, causing issues going forward into a trial. He had been undergoing treatment to restore his mental competency so he could stand trial. And a judge has repeatedly ruled that he's just not mentally able to assist with his own defense. Ugh.
Oh boy.
He's office rocker. So
I'm glad he had access to a gun. Cool.
Yeah, right. I thought there were measures in place for that, but not that they really
That's
work.
a whole different episode.
Yeah. A letter filed by the state mental health official claims that Christopher had refused to take medications prescribed by doctors at the mental health facility he's being held at because he doesn't believe himself to be mentally ill.
That's kind of the problem with that, too. Okay, yeah.
The district attorney wanted to have the court order him to take his meds involuntarily, but since he's treated outside of the county he's being charged in, the judge says she doesn't have authority to order that. So things still continue to be at a standstill, especially with the pandemic now.
Oh, yeah.
They were looking at options for medical staff to pursue involuntary medication on him, but the courts with that jurisdiction aren't hearing cases right now because of the virus.
Right.
Restrictions, yeah.
Oh, boy.
As for Christopher's defense attorney, he said the mental health facility had a plan to move forward with his treatment, but that they also raised questions of whether his mental health status is even restorable. So it might be so bad that...
I have never heard of a mental health issue being like having them judge it whether it's restorable or not.
Right.
It
Isn't
sounds
that
like
crazy?
he's getting an update to his OS. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry, we can't restore him to the previous OS. That's just so bizarre. What a weird way to say it.
Isn't that weird? I know. Why not just say, okay, we might have to assume he can claim insanity, but
right, or it's just not a. I'm sorry, just restorable as a word to describe it is really throwing me. We just can't restore him to factory settings. I'm sorry. He doesn't have the little button. We tried.
he doesn't have the reset.
Right, there's no reset button. I'm sorry. We tried taking out the batteries and putting them back in, but it didn't work.
It's just not working. We don't know what else we can do. And there's no one at technical assistance these days because of the virus.
Right, IT's not answering. I'm sorry.
They're not helping at all. Did you unplug him and plug it back in?
Right, are you sure he's plugged into the wall? Did you check to make sure he's plugged in?
We have enough people that have tried that and they haven't been plugged in.
Right.
Yeah, his most recent hearing, I think, was August of this year. So,
oh, wow.
Still haven't come out with anything. He still hasn't gotten a court date. And no one else has been identified as suspects in the other shootings, not even the one with the red Mini Cooper.
But have there been any since he got arrested?
Don't think so. So that's interesting. Yeah, the cases remain open in case any further evidence presents itself. And people have to check the website for images related to the case because there's maps showing exactly where all the shootings are at, how they're related to each other. It's crazy.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And each is related in pairs, which is bizarre to me.
That's so odd.
Like, was someone just copycatting?
It almost sounds to me because it's like different cars and it happened in groups. Like if it was some kind of like you know how they have all those stupid teen challenges, like on TikTok and stuff, right?
Yes.
And some people really wanted to take it far and aim at people, and other people just wanted to shoot at buildings and take out window. You know what I mean? It was almost,
I do know what
especially because it happened in pairs almost, right? And different areas.
Yes.
Or like what's it called when you join a fraternity? Like you have to do like a certain, because it's all in one area. It's not like it's across the country or anything.
Right.
Like somehow it's local. It's just so.
I know, it's bizarre, and that it's still.
Right.
Not
like
resolved.
Like the window shooting challenge or something.
Yes, something scary
like that, right?
Yeah. It's super sad that, oh my God, so many people got actually killed from it, and
which also makes me think, like, if it was like some kind of a challenge or hazing thing or high school thing, because they're not prepared to think long-term consequences.
Yeah.
We're just gonna shoot at some cars driving by, and not think. I don't know. It's just an idea that it's just what came into my, especially because they seemed kind of isolated, but then they're kind of in pairs also. Like it's really weird.
Very creepy. And the whole reason I went to look at this, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, God, I wonder whatever happened. Did they ever find anyone? Because it almost just disappeared from the news. And maybe it's because I just don't watch the news now. I hadn't even heard about that other guy getting caught at all. And so it was interesting to find, they did find someone, but it's not the only someone probably. So creepy.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
So should I tell my sources? Are we ready?
Yeah, yes. You should.
Right.
I got real excited.
Yes.
So excited.
I love sources. So my sources for this are 99.9 The Point, Daily Mail.
I like how you did your face. The Point.
Yes, it's like radio. The Point. 99.9 The Point.
Sorry. Okay.
Daily Mail, CBS 4 Denver, The Coloradoan, The Loveland Reporter, Herald. And be sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. Yeah.
Yes, if you like our podcast, please just give us like a couple stars on Apple Podcasts.
Maybe 4. 4 would be good.
Maybe 4 would be nice. If you don't, just don't.
Yeah, just don't say mean things. We also are offering stickers and fun things in our merch store that I promise to get updated this week. So check all that out.
Yes, we got some fun stuff there. And anything you purchase from us, or any money you use to subscribe on Patreon, or go to, what's that website that I can never remember what it's called?
Buymeacoffee.com.
The coffee one?
Yeah.
Buymeacoffee.com. Any money that you send to us in any of those ways, that just all goes back to us trying to keep doing what we're doing and
put more content out there.
Yeah, put more content, pay for the equipment that we bought to hopefully make us sound less horrible.
Yes.
I don't want to oversell it, but like less.
Don't want to put the expectations too high.
Right, exactly. But
right.
Thank you everybody for listening to us.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye. To see images from this story, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ODFM Podcast, or on our website at odfmpodcast.com, where you'll also find a link to our merch store, where you can get awesome stuff like t-shirts, mugs, stickers, and more.
And if the weekly podcast just isn't enough to fill your ODFM cup full, join our fan club on Patreon for more content like minisodes, bloopers, and discounts at our merch store. That site is patreon.com/ODFM podcast.
And if you do love our bloopers and need more than we naturally do, which is a lot, buy us a glass of wine at buymeacoffee.com/ODFM podcast. Thanks for listening to another episode of ODFM, hosted by Kelly DeVries and Jenna Swanson. Production and editing by Kelly DeVries. Theme music by Eric Swanson. ODFM is a satirical true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only. The stories you hear are serious and true. The comments and opinions are not. We apologize if any of our content is harmful or disrespectful.